Life isn't a competition, but if it was, Jerry Gergich won. Happy holidays, everybody, and welcome to Mind and More, where we talk about anything that comes to mind and more. This is a quick video to talk about why, although Jerry Gergich was a so-called loser in the workplace, he was overall a winner at life. Jerry Gergich, also known as Gary or Larry, is a character in the sitcom Parks and Recreation. The show is centered around the lives of workers at the Parks Department in the fictional town of Pawnee, Indiana. Jerry is one of these workers. When at work, Jerry is portrayed as clumsy. He's always the butt of the joke, and he doesn't really have friends in the workplace. The reason why he goes by so many names is because no one really bothers to remember or use his actual name. Looking at someone like that, you would imagine he's miserable, but surprisingly, he maintains a pleasant attitude. In the 9th episode of season 5, which is a lovely Christmas episode, we find out why he can stay so positive. I'm not going to go into too much detail about the other things in the episode because this video is all about Jerry, but basically it's Christmas time and Jerry invites his co-workers to a Christmas party. He's the office loser, so some of his co-workers, namely Tom, Donna, Andy, and April, decide not to go because they assume it'll be a drag. However, when they drive past his house, they realize that the party is actually lively. They go through this whole thing of wondering why they weren't invited, then they realize they were. They just muted his emails and missed the invitations. They eventually get into the party with Jerry welcoming them with open arms. Inside the party, all of Jerry's co-workers are surprised to find out that Jerry has a cozy home, beautiful wife, and lovely daughters. No wonder why the guy was able to stay positive at work despite being made fun of at every turn. He was grounded by the love he received from his family, and having this love is why I say he'd won at life. We all value different things and prioritize different aspects of life. For some, the priority could be career and business, while for others it could be family, friendships, and relationships. It could also be pursuing one's specific talents, dreams, or goals. Whatever you value most at this point in your life, it's safe to say that you're happy and feel successful when that thing is going well. Jerry valued his family, and his family was thriving, so no matter what happened at work, he was happy. There are certain things that the majority of people in most societies view as being successful, such as having a stable and financially rewarding career. The importance placed on this one aspect of life can make some people forget that depending on what your priority is, you can be completely happy and successful without having the best of careers or the most money. Jerry exemplifies this. He was working a modest government job that he sometimes struggled at, but he was still successful because each morning he came from a happy home. Like Jerry, you can be called a loser because of one thing, but we all have aspects in our lives that we thrive at, and whatever other people say or think won't change that. You can be the person who doesn't have a good job but has a loving spouse, or the single parent who seems unlucky in the romantic department but has a child who absolutely adores them. You can be the kid with bad grades but who's amazing at sports or music. You can also be the person with very little money in their bank account, but you love volunteering and you're happy because helping others leaves you fulfilled. There are plenty of possible scenarios, but my point is, you, and not society, decide what success means to you. Anyone else's opinion shouldn't matter on this one. Another thing I noted from this episode is that nice people don't finish last. And I mean genuinely nice people, not the pretenders. Jerry was a nice guy, and funny enough, to many people, it's no longer cool to be nice. I've even come across content on this topic. Yes, it's good to have strong boundaries, but in my opinion, you can have those and still be a nice person. I admit Jerry could have worked on his boundaries a bit, for example, correcting people when they called him by the wrong name. Nevertheless, Jerry was the kind of guy who was friendly, sent people kind, congratulatory messages for their milestones, and was there when needed. A good guy. As a result, he attracted a good woman, and together they raised a beautiful family. Spoiler alert, he eventually lived to be 100 and died with his family still by his side. In fact, even his career caught up to speed and he became the mayor of Pawnee for several terms. So although his career wasn't initially great, he eventually met societal career standards without having to sacrifice his pleasant character traits. To wrap this up, I'll say that if you haven't watched season 5, episode 9, please do. This is a lovely Christmas episode. Jerry's Christmas party is the kind of party I want to be invited to every year. It was joyous, warm, and embodied the vibes of the festive season. And while you watch it, I hope that you're reminded that success has so many different looks. And as long as you're content with whatever you have going for you, you've won at life.